Hey guys, Rob from the Off Grid Tiny House, back again. Now this video is going to be exclusively talking about the coronavirus, and I talked about it in one of my earlier videos briefly as a starter. I want to get into it pretty deep over here. So, like I mentioned in that video, I compared it to Chernobyl, both communist countries, both cover up because they don't want to make them look bad. And like I'm going to repeat it. Let's go ahead. So initially they said they knew about Corona back in December 2019. Yes, look it up. Way back then. So, you know, they sat on their hands as usual. And I'm sure the cover-up over in China didn't help. So here comes around January, we get to my trip. We're now in 2020. So breaking news on the TV on my vacation. Blah blah blah, China's got an outbreak, blah blah blah, only 200 people died and they're quarantining and they're checking all these other people. Out of one mouth they say that, but out of the other mouth, entire cities locked down, people forced indoors, travel canceled, mass graves, massive hospital being built in a week, forced labor on that. Give me a second. Getting a lot of texts about this. And basically, it's something else, guys. It's just compared to Chernobyl's a good example because a big event happened in communist country. They tried to cover it up only for so long, and then it spilled over everywhere else globally. It's a good comparison, really. It is. I know it's a biological and a radioactive is not the same thing, but it's a good comparison because you just look back in history for that. Now, how do you protect you and your family from the coronavirus? Well, we had to go through airports and fly to get home. Not the best places to be when you're trying to get home from your vacation, right? Yeah. Luckily, none of us have gotten anything yet. Now, when I got home, I mentioned this. We took some RSO. Me and my dad took RSO. If you guys don't know what that is, subscribe to my channel. Go look it up. I'm not going to mention it. Now, on top of that, the next day, me, my dad, and my mom, I gave them, we all took a dose of colloidal silver. If you guys never heard of it and don't have any, then you're not a prepper. And I have a decent stockpile of this stuff because I consider myself a prepper. Now, a lot of you people out there call us tinfoil hatties and all this other crap, but when stuff like this happens in the world and you don't have anything like that to help you out in your house, in your pantry already, and you got to go out and look for it while it's being sold out everywhere, kind of like masks. I laugh so hard about these dust masks being sold to everybody to help protect them from the virus. That is a complete joke. Literally. A complete joke. It's bad, guys. It's bad. So anyways, that's not going to help you. Not one iota. I'll tell you that right now. What is colloidal silver? Buy some. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at InfoWars. You can. That's where I get mine because it's not watered down, as you could say. And the stuff works because I've been using it way beyond before the viruses, and the stuff works. And guess what, guys? You can actually say it will get rid of the virus because it gets rid of 99.999 viruses. Colloidal silver does. You can take it a couple times a day without hurting anything, and go for it. That's your first defense. If you guys never heard about this, you haven't been watching my channel or paying attention to my channel for very long. The other thing, I'm pretty sure RSO may have a decent effect on combating a virus, because if it gets rid of cancer, I'm sure it gets rid of viruses. Only makes sense to me, right? Yeah. So there's your two go-tos. The other thing is, have a nice, awesome location here, guys, where you can live safely off the grid, away from everybody, as a recluse or a hermit. I have heat, I have water, I have composting toilet for sewage. What else do I got? Air conditioning in the summer. Cha-ching! And all I gotta do is grab some stuff from my house, bring it here, like food and medicines and stuff, and hey, I'm off the grid. I have entertainment, I have power, I have everything that you basically need, and it's a fairly secure location. So that's another thing you guys should have. I've talked about it ad nauseum over the years, and yeah, should have it. If you don't, you're not a prepper. And I'm just gonna sit back and relax in the nice tiny house with all my cool stuff and survive out the nonsense that's out there. Pretty simple to do. Another bonus factor that I have, I'm in Canada. Nobody wants to come here. It's cold. So luckily we got that going for us. Though there is 4 cases of Canadians that have it. They are quarantined, but there's more. They're trying to get all our Canadian citizens out of the China on a quarantine plane, and they're going to take it to an Air Force base that we have on near Nova Scotia, on the far east coast of our country. That's the plan so far from mainstream media. About just under 400 people that are trying to evacuate out of China. Now, on top of this, I've heard the Chinese nurses and doctors are trying to get the hell out of there because they see how bad it is and they know the cover-up's going on. I've heard there was 90,000 infected people, and it's probably way beyond that. Because think about it, guys, I'm going to mention this again. China's got a lot of people. 200 people get sick in China from something, anything. Are they going to shut down the cities and cancel travel? No. Because there's probably more than that sick at any given time in China because of the population. And you never see them shutting down and canceling everything. That's why there's a cover-up. Those are red flags. That's what you call a red flag. And guys, look at history. History repeats itself. Communist countries cover up all kinds of stuff. Kind of like the Dems in the United States. Yeah, a lot of crap. So, hopefully you guys are going to heed my warnings and my preparedness videos and have all this stuff on hand way earlier than you need to go out and run for it in a crowded supermarket where there could potentially be people sick with said virus. Where I don't have to go anywhere except my house to load up a few trips back and forth to here with clothing, food, medicine, and then I'm set. I could live here forever if I wanted to. So, what do you think about that, guys? Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah. So this was a requested video by Graham, one of my awesome Patreon members and friends. And now, I gotta mention, guys, my Patreon money has dropped down to $12 a month. So hopefully you guys out there will help me out and become I can get some more Patreon members to join. And if I had, let's say, 50 Patreon members from out of my 3,000 subscribers join and pay $1 a month, that would pay my rent here. And then any other money, piddly pennies that I make on YouTube, which is nothing, literally, I could then use for other projects here at the Off-Grid Tiny House. So, I'd like to thank all my awesome Patreon members. Couldn't have continued the Off-Grid Tiny House without you guys, since YouTube has been cutting everybody's throats financially. But if you like this information and want more and want me, and you guys can request me to talk about a subject in a video on here, no problem. I have no issue with that. Especially since I just got back and I couldn't video anything about the coronavirus unless you wanted me to be live from the cruise ship talking about it. Didn't seem right. And then you don't want to panic people. But last night on the news also, there was a guy on an I don't know if it was a United States flight or Air Canada. They flew somewhere, and before they got to the destination, the guy on the plane was joking he had the coronavirus. So they turned the plane around, hauled his ass off, put him in jail, and tested him, obviously, and then went through a bunch of rigmarole. But yeah, it's getting serious. If you guys don't have colloidal silver, go on Amazon and buy a bunch. Actually, go to InfoWars and buy a bunch. Or whoever's the fastest, really. I got all mine from InfoWars. I bought a huge ton of it like a year ago or so, maybe longer, because they have sweet deals on all the time. And one bottle lasts you a long time, I'll tell you that. And now that I have about 3 or 4 still sealed bottles at home, I think that's pretty good. They're selling like hotcakes, though, so get your hands on them for sure. Other than that, I'm going to talk to you later, guys. So if I haven't covered something about that subject, let me know in the comments. I can cover it again more. But YouTube doesn't like these type of videos and censor them, so gotta be careful what I say. You know, can't hurt the snowflakes out there. See you later.